All right. Welcome to this, what is it? Wednesday's Coffee Talk. It is 10 a.m. Eastern time. And if you're watching this on a replay, well, you should probably come on over and join us live. And you can do that by heading on over to takeactioncrew.com. If you go to takeactioncrew.com, you're going to see a brand new page there, which I'll be talking about here in a minute. And you can navigate over there and you can join our morning crew, our Take Action crew, that is. So you can head over there and check that out. I'll be talking more about that. I've got something really cool that I want to share with everyone because, well, we just added it and I think it's going to be a great resource. Today, we are going to be talking about the number one mistake that I see people making when creating a digital product. The number one mistake. And this really prevents them from ever wanting to create another product because they're wondering why it's not selling. And we're going to talk about that. So this way here, you can avoid this mistake. And I'm also going to give you guys just some examples on how you would do it. Now, the other reason why I wanted to bring this up is because, well, depending on when you're watching this or listening to this, we are just about ready to teach a full-blown workshop on how to create a digital product from scratch within 30 days or less, and actually get your first sale within 30 days. That's the goal. Okay, now I can't guarantee that for everyone, but what I will tell you is that we're going to have a much greater chance of making a sale on that digital product if we get it created. But we need to do a little bit of prep work. We need to do a little bit of investigative work before we actually create a product. There's something I call the MVP method, which is the minimum viable product method. And it's nothing really new as far as minimum viable product. We've heard that for a while now, but I'm really using this on creating a digital product. How can we come up with an idea? How can we create it? And then how can we sell it? Now, there's some steps that are in between there, obviously, but there's really just three phases here. If we think about it, there is the idea phase. We need to brainstorm. We need to validate that there's going to be something there in the marketplace that's going to sell. And there's a variety of different ways we can do that. We need to figure out what type we can create. And then once we do all that, we choose a topic, we figure out the type that we're going to create. Then we move into the next phase, which is the creation phase. And in that phase, that is where we actually map out the product in an MVP style. We're able to actually see exactly what we're going to be creating. We map it all out, and it doesn't have to be big. And then from there, we actually get into creating it. Now, sometimes people already have this created, or they've have the parts of it, or some of the parts, and all they need to do is compile it. But then in this phase, really all we're doing is getting a minimum viable product created. That's it. And then we move into get sales. Like, how do we get sales now that we have this product? Now, sometimes we can get pre-sales, which is something that I'll be teaching in our workshop. And actually, we've done it. A great example of this is our email list building fast track workshop. We pre-sold over 100 spots to that workshop before we ever showed up. Same thing with the digital product creation workshop. We're following that same model. And this is, something that we can create kind of on the fly. But we do have to map things out. We do have to validate that people are actually going to want this or need it. So again, if you are watching this before November 12th, well, you can still join us live, and you can head on over to brandcreators.com/digital. It's happening November 12th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Now that is live. If you are watching this later, after the fact, you can still go there and you can still go through the workshop because we're creating a minimum viable product. We're actually using this process right in front of you. We're actually doing it right now. Okay. So if you're interested in going through this process, whether it's live with us, if you're here before November 12th, or if you wanted to just go through the workshop and learn this process, go to brandcreators.com/digital and you can register there. Now, if you are watching this beforehand, when we go through this live, we are going to be answering questions as well. That's the advantage of being there live. Now, we don't do these all the time, but when we do it live, we open up Q&A at the end and we answer all the questions. Those questions now become part of the training. So again, if you're watching this or listening to this later and you go through the workshop, you're going to be able to listen in on the Q&A that we did with the live class. So you see, everyone gets benefits here. And again, it's another example of creating a digital product from scratch. Like right now, guys, I would say that product is only about 25% done. And here's what I mean. We mapped it out. I've been building the slide deck that I'll be using as examples and teaching and lessons and templates and all that stuff. I've been doing that for the past 2 days, okay, on and off, not the full day, but you know, a good portion of the days. And then once I'm done, I'm going to show up and teach it. That's when it becomes the product. And then once it becomes the product, then we can go ahead and evergreen it and sell it later. This thing I've used over and over and over again, and this is exactly what we're going to be teaching. But today, we're going to be talking about the number one reason why I see people failing at creating digital products. And I'm not talking about like the number one reason is because they never actually create one. So that's not the number one reason for me, but that is a big one. Okay. The big one is people think either A, I don't have enough time to create a digital product. It seems like it's going to take me a very long time. That's where the minimum viable product comes in, by the way. We are actually creating something on the fly. So this way here, it doesn't have to take weeks or months. It can take literally days. Okay. And in some cases, you might already be sitting on that stuff. So the first question I always get is like, Scott, well, it seems like it's going to take a long time. No, the idea is for us on this workshop is to have you go through the workshop in under 3 hours and then start implementing and start creating within 24 hours. That's the goal. Because we have to get moving. But a lot of people don't even get started. So that's like, I don't even want to say that's the number one problem, but it really probably is because people don't get started because they start making up excuses. I'll wait until I have a big email list. I'll wait until I get my website up and running. I'll wait, right? It's always, I'll wait until. If you've fallen into that trap of I'll wait until, we need to get you out of that mindset in anything that you do. I'll wait to build my email list until I have a website. No, you can build the email list now and then start slowly building the website, right? Or the digital product. I don't have an email list. This is a great way to build an email list because if we have a digital product, then we know what we're going to be selling into. So then we can create a lead magnet that will lead to the digital product. Okay. I don't want to get too far off track here. All right. But there's a lot of excuses flying out there. And to me, if there's something that you can focus on in your business in the very beginning, especially is email list, digital product. Like those are the two components that if you have those two, you're going to be able to just move a lot quicker. Okay. So, all right, let's talk about this. Now, let me just see here first here. I didn't even pop into the chat. Who we got hanging out here on today's Coffee Talk, which by the way, I've got something really cool. So I want you guys to hang tight. I've got something really cool. I'm going to pull up my screen. I'm going to share it with you guys, something brand spanking new that everybody gets access to. All right. And it's going to be super helpful. Okay. So I'm really excited about this. And I do have a small favor that I'll ask of you once I show you this, but that's going to be after. So we're going to do that. So it's really, really cool. Debbie, what's up? Good to have you. Good to see you. Phil, what's up? Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you. Gio, what is up, my man? Karen, what's up? Good morning, Scott and Rockers. Cold is coming back. It's actually raining like crazy out here. What's up, Salma? Happy Hump Day, Brand Rockers. And also, happy Veterans Day. I want to give a shout out to my dad, Wally Volker, who is a veteran in the Navy. And anyone else out there, whether they're here or gone, I just want to say thank you for your service. And I truly, truly appreciate it. And just a little shout out to my dad. Just thinking of my dad today. I actually posted a couple pictures of my dad today on my Facebook profile. So it was pretty cool to just look back at a couple of pictures of him, well, present and also when he was in the Navy, young kid. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, yes, wanted to acknowledge that. All right, cool. So if you guys have any questions on this, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know in the comments, do you have a digital product idea that you want to potentially create? Let me know in the comments, do you currently have a digital product idea that you're considering rolling out? Okay. So just kind of let me know that. All right. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to talk about this. Actually, let me take a sip of this coffee first, because you guys know this is coffee talk. This is what we do. We drink coffee and we talk about business stuff and life stuff. All right. So let's take a quick sip. All right, cool. So, okay. So the number one thing, and actually I just literally went through this. Now, Johnny is going to be attending our workshop. Johnny, if you're watching this and you're not here right now live, I know last time I mentioned you and then you showed up later and you said, sorry, I missed the live, but I watched the recording. A lot of people watch the recordings. So Johnny came to me and said that his wife, and I'm not going to talk about like what she does and what he wants to do. I'm actually going to be breaking this down in the workshop. By the way, I'm going to actually map out a little plan for Johnny and his wife to go and do. But the one thing that I already seen when they were telling me what they wanted to do instead of who we are going to help with this certain thing. Okay. So if you're thinking about a digital product or you don't even know what you would offer, you have to ask yourself this: what is a problem or a desired outcome that someone needs help with? Okay. You can't just make up something. You can, but then you better validate it before you end up creating something. And by the way, I've done it that way. That's why I know it's a mistake, because I've literally spent weeks on a product and then I roll it out to my list and crickets. Okay. Now this was going back probably 10 years ago, and it was actually a business marketing program for photographers. And I thought this is what they wanted. They didn't want it. They didn't care. That's the one thing I learned too in the photography space. Most photographers do not want to do marketing. So I learned that. They just do not want to, they don't even want to learn it. I mean, not everyone, but just my audience at that time did not want to learn marketing, or at least go that deep in it. They wanted some marketing, but they just didn't want to go that deep. So I built a whole program, spent 3, maybe 4 weeks, hours, putting this thing together, creating modules, creating downloads and checklists and all of this stuff. But I never really asked them if they wanted it or what they were struggling with. So I just ended up creating this thing because I thought I know that they need it, but they didn't really know that they needed it. They didn't want it. Okay. And so I sold some. I did sell some, but I didn't sell enough to where it was worth my while. Okay. So I really learned. So after I did that launch, my next one that I did was very simple. Emailed the list and I said, hey, what is something that you are struggling right now that you wish that you could fix tomorrow? And then people started coming back with what they were. And so for me, it was, they wanted to learn Photoshop, more Photoshop tutorials on how to create a digital image. And we were dealing with kids and, like newborn photography. And then, so we were creating these wash basins, and they wanted to know how to do better cutouts. They wanted to know how to do better, masking and smoothing and all of these things, right? Better lighting, as far as glowing effects and all of these things. Like, they wanted to know more of the Photoshop stuff. So what I ended up doing, and I've never shared this story, actually, I'm just randomly sharing it. So stay tuned if you're interested. But I ended up letting them know that I was going to create a training, and it was going to consist of this. So I just created an outline of what I was going to teach. I went through each step and I kind of outlined it. It was like, at the time there wasn't Google Docs, but it was basically like a Google Doc. It was like a text, doc. And I just had like what the heading was going to be, what I was going to teach in each heading, and then go to another heading. And I shared that doc. And I said, if you're interested, I'm going to do a beta launch where I'm going to let people come in for just $49 or something. I think it was like $49. And I'm only going to, I'm only for the first beta group, because I'm going to get early feedback. I'm going to offer it for $49. Then it's going to go to $100. It's the first 50 people first 50 people or by this certain date, because that's when we're going to teach it. Okay. Now I'm going back. This is probably over 8 years ago, maybe even more. And I put that out there. I let people know it was coming. So that's another thing, is whenever you're doing this stuff, you want to let people know something's coming. You don't just want to give them the link to go do it. You want to let them know what you're thinking, let them know what you're doing. So now what I'm doing is I'm validating this with my list. Now, again, if you don't have a list, don't worry. You can still validate it. I'll talk about that here in a minute. But what we ended up doing was we let them know like a week in advance. We showed them the doc, okay, of what we were going to be teaching. We said it's going to be the first 50 people. As an early beta group, you're going to get 50% off of what we're going to be charging retail. If you're interested, be ready on next Monday or whatever the date was. And then I just sent out an email with a link and basically said, go here if you want to be one of the first 50 and if you want to be part of this beta program. Boom. I think it was less than 24 hours. We had 50 spots sold. So I went from one way of doing it where I was like, I think people really need to understand marketing to get more clients in their studio. I think they're really going to want this. They didn't really want that. They wanted it, but not as much as they wanted this. Okay. And so by me actually polling my audience, seeing what they wanted, and then creating that product, but not even creating it until they actually voted with their wallet. So that was huge. Now that's when you're doing like a physical product. If you're doing, or not even a physical, a digital, like a built program. If you're doing something like an ebook, there's ways that you can do this that it's not going to require you a lot of time, that you can just do it and then you can sell it or pre-sell it. Okay. It doesn't mean every time you have to do like a pre-validation kind of launch, but you do want to do some validation there. You want to see what people want and what they need. Now you can do this if you have a Facebook page. Ask on a Facebook page. Here's 2 things I'm thinking about teaching. Which one are you more interested in? Or here's 2 things that I'm going to be creating a resource for. Which one should I do first? Which one do you struggle with the most? Start getting that engagement. Let's say you don't have your own Facebook page yet. Go to a Facebook group that you belong to. Ask questions in there. You're not selling anything. You're just getting feedback. Or pay attention to those Facebook groups. And what are people talking about? What do they want more of? Right? What are they struggling with? That's how you know. So the biggest mistake is people just come up with an idea and go, that's going to be the idea. That's what I'm going to go with. We don't want to do that. We want some type of validation. Another way is you can go to Amazon. Just like we used to validate, and you still can validate products on Amazon, right? Your physical product space. You can go there and look at Jungle Scout, or, just go there and look at the BSR and see how well it's selling. Look at the reviews. You can get ideas. You always want to validate it before you end up creating it. But the cool thing with a digital product is it's not even the cost of it, it's the time. So what I like to do is I like to make a very, very like small, but yet good product that doesn't take that long, minimum viable product, and then pre-launch it or just go ahead and launch it, but let people know. So there's that promotions period that you're going to be going through, which, by the way, guys, I'm going to break this all down in the workshop. So again, if you're watching this before November 12th, go ahead and hit the link on the bottom there, or go to the link on the bottom, brandcreators.com/digital, and you can register. If you're watching this after, you can always attend after the fact too. You just won't be able to be part of the live Q&A that we're doing, but I'm actually going to show you, I'm going to actually show you 2 emails that was written. One was written by Matt, one of our Brand Creators Academy students, who's actually 85% done with his, digital product that was created following this whole process. Okay. So he actually used method number 1, I call it the ebook creation method, which is the MVP method for that. And now he's got a digital product created. So I'm actually going to show you that product that he created, how he created it, how he's also able to take that content and leverage it on his website. And then now how we're building a promotion that he's going to now offer this to his email list. Plus, I'm going to go even back a little bit further. Let's back up and how he actually got the idea to do this guide. All right. So I'm going to be showing all of that stuff during this workshop too, because it's important that you understand that we have to have this validation piece. Okay. Whether that's validation just by getting people to raise their hand with them saying, yes, that's something I need, or even better, having people pre-buy it before it's available, kind of like a Kickstarter. Okay. So the number one problem and issue that I see, or mistake that I see people making, is they just guess what their audience or their market, their niche wants. And then they just go ahead and create it. And they spend weeks trying to perfect it. And then they go ahead and say, okay, cool, I'm going to go sell it. And then they go and they're like, why isn't anybody buying it? They might not want it. They might not need it. It might be cool to you and maybe a handful of other people, but is it really something that someone is going to want to show up for? Perfect example, email list building fast track workshop. I know people struggle with building an email list. I've asked my audience. I've posted on Facebook to say, what are you struggling with the most, right? I get that. Then I go ahead and I let people know, hey, I'm thinking about doing this workshop. If you're interested, say I'm in the comments. And then boom, you get a whole bunch of people to say I'm in. Then you say, cool. Then you send them a link to buy it, to prepay. And then if you get a handful of them that's enough for you to actually say, yes, I'll go ahead and do it, then you do it. If you don't, you refund the 3 people that said yes and you don't do it. You eliminate that. So there's all these different ways we can do it, but it starts with, you need to come up with the idea. And then from there, you need to pre-validate the idea, whether it's with your own sales, or someone else's sales, or just a whole bunch of people saying, yes, I would buy that. Now, I like it when they use their credit card to vote versus just saying that, but it's better than nothing. Okay. It's at least better than nothing. Most people, like I said, they either don't create the product because they think it's going to take them too much time, or they create the product and then from there, they wonder why it doesn't sell. Okay. So there's like 2 camps there. And the one that when they make the product or create the product and they wonder why it doesn't sell, it's most of the time because of, they did not pre-validate it. Sometimes it's marketing. Sometimes it's just not good marketing, right? And we can fix that. But we just don't want to spend a whole bunch of time creating stuff that people are not going to want or need. All right. So any questions on that? Any questions on that? And then I'm going to share with you guys something really cool that we just created and now it's available. So I'm going to give you guys that. And it's free, by the way. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of questions coming in. Cool. All right. What's up, Karen? Good morning to you. Kate, what's up? Good morning. Yes. Happy Veterans Day to my dad who flew the F-15 in the Air Force. That's awesome. Love that. Is a digital product like a book, but condensed down into 1 through 10 of the book into something like an ebook? Yeah, pretty much. And Kate, you are in BCA, so you are going to be sitting in on this workshop if you choose to, or you can just go back and watch the recordings. But I've got some really cool things. Actually, my book editor, who also will be attending, which is awesome. It's so cool. The girl that does all of my books like this and the email list building book and all of that stuff. She's actually a student. She's actually someone that is using this process, but she's amazing at creating, guides and templates and all of that stuff. She literally just sent me this morning, like it's at least 7 docs. And we're actually refining them right now, but these are all going to be like little workbooks that go along with this workshop. But yes, to your point, Kate, you're breaking it down just like I am for this digital product creation workshop. I'm breaking it down into bite-sized pieces. Those bite-sized pieces could become a book, right? An ebook. Or you can start with the ebook and then break it out and do a video training or a workshop, right? So I could literally take digital product creation workshop, which I may turn that into a guide, sell that individually, and then my upsell will be the workshop, right? But it starts with understanding where do they want to go? What are the steps in between? Like that's it. And the other thing is, another mistake I see people making is they try to make it too big. They try to make it include everything. A lot of times people just want one thing, right? If I said, guys, we're going to do a workshop today on how to build your business from scratch, there's a lot of parts in there, and I could not teach that in 3 hours. I could give you the overview, but I could never show you individually like what you need to do, you know, as far as like setting things up and how things connect. And it's going to be overwhelming. So why not take a piece of that? Okay, we did email list building fast track workshop. That's focusing on just building your list. Okay, now we're doing digital product creation workshop, just creating your digital product. We're going to show you how to sell it, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is getting it created, because now we can show you how to promote it. Okay, and yes, we are going to, there's, like I said, there's 3 parts to it as far as that's in my head. Idea, how to come up with the idea. And inside of that phase, we need to validate it, and we need to figure out what type of products are out there that we could potentially create. And then the next one, we move into the creation phase of actually, we have chosen the type. And now from there, we need to outline it. We need to map it out, which, by the way, I've got a way that we can do this within 30 minutes. And I'm actually going to walk through that during this workshop. I have a template for that as well. So you're literally going to sit down, map it all out, and then it's a matter of executing on that. And there's a variety of different ways that we can do that. And I'm going to give you all of those. But I mean, very simply, we just need to break it down into steps. And then from there, we need to develop each step into a lesson or into something that someone would be able to consume and then take from, right? And then be able to apply it or use it. So yes, to answer that question, that was kind of a long-winded question or answer, wasn't it? Karen, I have a few ideas, some made and some in progress. I know in BCA you'll be helping me. Can't wait for the workshop tomorrow. You rock, my friend. Hey, and Karen, we talked about it. And actually, I still am going to do what I had said. We're not going to give away Karen's niche here, but inside the academy, we do talk openly about the niches, and everyone knows Karen's niche in there. But there's actually a product that Karen is interested in creating. And the cool thing is there's already someone selling a similar product, just in a little bit of a sub niche off of hers. So what we're going to do, and actually, Karen, I'm glad that you actually popped in here today, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through that process and record myself going through the buying experience of that. Now that will probably be additional to the workshop, but I'll be sharing that inside of the workshop, most likely. The other thing is too, in the workshop, what we're going to be doing is there's going to be like some supplemental videos. So I'm not going to spend time in there showing you, okay, click here, click there, click there. This is how you can create an ebook. Doom, doom, doom. I'm going to create a separate video that is going to be accessible inside of a training portal. So this way here during the workshop, we're going to really just be hands-on, but we're also going to be going through every single part and the breakdown. When there's more stuff that's granular like that, we're going to shoot a video and then just put it in the training portal. And one of those would probably be that, where I'll actually go to that product, buy the product, and then go through that whole buying experience. And then from there, we can also look and see, which is another cool thing. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but we can actually see the ads that person is running, and we can see how long they've been running them. And we can get ideas, because if something's working in a certain market, we can apply that to our market most of the times, which is really cool. So anyway, pretty excited about that. So Karen, I'm excited for you. What's up, Johnny? There he is, Johnny from Kentucky. I was just talking about you, Johnny. I'm excited because, Johnny, I broke it down. Like I had said, I broke it out kind of like on the back of a napkin, how I would launch what your wife is doing right now. And I think the biggest thing for you, Johnny, is being able to really identify what is that person raising their hand for. Not this would be nice if these people would want this. It's more of, if you put something out there, would it instantly be like, oh yeah, that I like that. I need that. Right. So we'll talk more about that. And during the workshop, I'm going to be a little bit more open with it. Actually, a lot more open. I'm going to talk about your wife's niche and kind of how I would attack that, that niche, but how I would sub niche it down, because we're looking at we're looking at solving a specific problem or giving someone a desired outcome. And what I mean by that, guys, is this. If we're solving a problem, it's pretty simple, right? It's like, how to stop snoring, right? Like that's a problem. We want to, someone, if someone snores, their wife's complaining, the wife's going to probably want to go to that workshop or go to and read that ebook or something, right? She wants the solution to tell her husband, or maybe it's the husband saying, I'm going to do it for my wife. You get the idea. That's a problem. Then we have a solution. The other way is, okay, I want to learn how to play guitar better. That's a desired outcome as well. Well, the other one's a desired outcome too, but it's more of a problem solving. The desired outcome is I want to learn how to play guitar better, but I don't have 100 hours a week to spend on playing guitar. So if I could jump on a workshop or go through an ebook that someone shows me exercises that I can do every day for like 15 minutes, that will help me be able to play multiple songs, multiple chords without spending a lot of time, I'm going to want that, right? But it's a desired outcome. It's not a problem that I can't play chords. It's something that I want to achieve. So there's two different spectrums there. Jana, to check if people would like my digital product, I like to ask in certain Facebook groups that allow these types of questions. Are you tired of self-sabotaging your goals? Would you like to know how I stop self-sabotage and give them social proof? I love that. I absolutely love that, because if you just ask an open-ended question and you get a whole bunch of people on that, then we know you struck a chord there, right? So I love that. That's a great idea. Great idea. Salama, would you validate your ideas with Facebook ads, or would that be too expensive to do? No, honestly, I would create the post inside of Facebook, okay? Inside of your Facebook page, okay? Your business page. And then you're probably not going to get that much organic reach. And just to let you guys know, I'm actually going to share this inside the workshop as well. I've got some screenshots of myself pretty much self-promoting and leading up to the email list building fast track workshop when we did that. And you'll see my reach numbers. Like, you can't see it because you're not an admin of that page, but I can see them and I'll show you, right? That page, I mean, over the years, it's probably like 25,000 likes, right? That people have liked the page. So you would think, okay, if I post something there, there's going to be thousands that see it. No. And you'll see on some of my posts, sometimes there's 120 people that actually it reaches. Sometimes there's 1,000, but no more than 2,000 ever. Okay. So if you have a page of 500 people, you might get 20 people, 50 people to see it. Maybe. Okay. Maybe. Now there are ways to encourage the commenting and the engagement that'll get you more reach. But what I would do is I would go around that and I would post it there, let it go organic for a day or two. And then from there, I would boost that post. And then that will get that product validated really quickly, or at least the idea. But yeah, nothing wrong with that. Put $25 behind it, validate it. Well worth your investment of $25. Well worth it. So that's one way that you could do it. But yeah, I like that. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Okay, cool. Is it Alejandro? Did I pronounce that right? Hopefully I did. How to sell the digital product. Install Shopify or BigCommerce. Yes, you could do that. I personally probably wouldn't even go to that extent. I would use a PayPal link. I would keep it really simple in the beginning. I would put a PayPal link on a page, or I would use something like Gumroad, or let's see here. I would use ConvertKit. ConvertKit just rolled out too. Big announcement. ConvertKit just rolled out publicly now. Everyone gets it. Before it was in beta. Now it's everyone gets it. Is their product commerce. So you can literally set this up inside of your ConvertKit account for free. And the only thing that you get charged is when someone purchases it, you pay a percentage, a small percentage, like a credit card payment you would. Same idea. And the other cool thing is during the workshop, I'm going to build one of those pages. I'm going to build one of those pages right in front of you, and you can see exactly how simple it is, because it is super simple. So I'll be showing that as well tomorrow or during the workshop if you're watching this later. Do we use ConvertKit to sell the product? Yeah, I just answered that. Yes, Kate, if you have it, yes. Now, if you are going to be doing, you are going to be doing more of this, but when you start to add multiple products and upsells and bumps and stuff, you're going to be limited on what you can do with ConvertKit right now. There is a little hack that you can use, Gumroad, which is still free, which we're going to show that version too. But the way that you're going to want to do it is eventually you'll graduate to a page builder like Kajabi, Samcart, ClickFunnels, one of those that allows you to very easily add order bumps, upsells, and things like that. But not right now. Okay, not right now. But yes, ConvertKit, Gumroad are going to be my go-to choices right now. Please differentiate between giving free info and also selling the same info. Great question. And actually, my buddy Matt, who's in BCA, who's doing this process right now as we speak, did that exact thing. Okay, he developed, I think it's 7 or 8 blog posts. He wrote them, published them. Now took those, collected them, compiled them, added a couple more little pieces of content on it that would be useful. And now that's going to be his ebook. But here's the deal. Everything's on his website. So people would say, well, how can I ever sell that? People want it in a central location. They want an easy download. They want to be able to print it if they want to. Same thing, guys. If you go to the podcast, you can find this information, but people want it in an easy way to digest and consume through an ebook or some type of guide. Okay. So never think to yourself that, oh, I published it on my website, I can't sell that. No, you can. You absolutely can. And in the brand that we just recently sold, we did this. We had over 150 blog posts when we sold it, maybe even more, maybe even 200. And we ended up taking probably about 50 or 60 of those, and we wrapped them up and made an ebook, and we sold it. And then that thing turned into, actually, when we first launched it, I think we sold like $2,000 or $3,000 worth. Then it became just a revenue stream of just maybe $500 a month. And then from there, on the back end of that, though, we led people to our physical products, right? So if you're watching this and you have physical products, you definitely want to use a digital product to lead people to your physical products. It's a great thing. So yes, hopefully that helped. Helene's in the house. Morning. We'll be going more in depth in validation options in tomorrow's workshop. Yes, we will. We will absolutely, Helene. We'll be going through, and you know that's the other thing. You know, if you are attending tomorrow, I would love for you guys to let me know, what are you looking to learn the most of? And it sounds like for Helene here, it's in the very beginning stages of the validation options. And Helene, we will definitely go into this deeper, and we can always address this on a Q&A call because you're in BCA, so you get access to those Q&A calls. But one thing that you want to do on that validation piece, and I know, Helene, you're now starting to build your list somewhat from scratch from the way that you did it before. That list will allow you to get validation as well. Okay. So I think yours is pretty straightforward. I pretty much know what your product would be, and I think we talked about it. We won't give it away here, but you're really just going to retrace those steps in that lead magnet that you created, showing people how to go from A to Z. And then from there, you're going to make more details about it inside of the guide. So I think yours is very clear. So you don't need a ton of validation for that, because you're already going to create that anyway, because you're probably going to create it, publish it on your blog, compile it, and now create an ebook out of it. But yeah, we will definitely go in more validation. Salma, how do you decide on your most successful digital products? Oh, how did you decide? Basically, I listen to my audience. I listen to my list. I listened to the market. That's how. I didn't guess. I listened to the market. Not what I want to create as much. It's like, what do they need? Now, I'm lucky because I love talking about email list building. I love talking about digital products. I love talking about marketing. So pretty much anything that I do that my market needs, I love and I enjoy doing, right? So you have to look at it that way, but you need to listen. You need to listen. And if you aren't hearing it, then you need to go and listen in on conversations happening in other groups, or you need to kind of encourage a conversation by asking open-ended questions. That's how you would do that. How would you simplify a business selling many different mini courses? Again, Salma, I'm going to go back to this. If you do not have those products yet, do not worry about simplifying. Do not worry about simplifying, because we're not there yet. We're going too far down the line. Okay. The way that you simplify is you do one product at a time. And when you do a product, you always think on the next product, does this product lead to this product, or will this product lead to this product? That's how I would simplify it. I wouldn't go and do 100 different products. I would do, like one to start with, and then I would add a second. Okay. And then I would add a third. And that's where I would start. That's how I would keep it simple. Okay. And then also thinking about, what is the ultimate goal? Where do you want people to end up? Is there a flagship training that you're going to have? Is there a bundle that you're going to offer? Because if you have 3 products, you can offer them individually, or you can offer them as a bundle. So technically you have 4 offers now, right? So don't get ahead of yourself. That's what I would say. You're so awesome, Karen says. Well, thank you, Karen. What's up, Derek in the house? Derek's going to be with us tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. Yes, can't wait until tomorrow. Yes, 2 p.m. Eastern time. This is correct. Shopify can be digital physical products being sold on a page. Yes. Alejandro registered last week for the class. No worries. If Chris is late, well worth the wait. Yeah, because Chris had some technical difficulties last time. There are other shopping carts. Which one do you recommend? They have Thrive Cart, Sam Cart. Any recommendations? We'll be giving those tomorrow as well, Derek. But in the very beginning, I'm going to tell you to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Okay. Do not try to think that you have to go out there and you have to, get the best, the best digital cart, right? You don't. We just need to validate it. We need to start selling the darn thing. Okay. I love that question, Salma, on differentiating between giving free and selling. Thanks, Scott, for another incredible learning session. Big value. Awesome. Glad that helped. Want to get out of the analysis paralysis state of mind. I know the digital product workshop is necessary for me to get past the mindset. It is, because it really just needs to be, I need to tell you, okay, if we imagine this, Derek, we're sitting down, you're there, I'm here. The first thing I'm going to ask you is like, okay, what do you have for a product idea? And you're like, I don't really know what my market wants. I'm like, all right, step 1, we need to either ask our email list if you have one. So the first thing I want you to do is write an email and say, what is your biggest question about catching more bass, right? Or whatever your topic is. And then just open-ended, and we call that a naked email. And then from there you say, hey, I'm looking to create more resources for the bass fishing community. And I know that a lot of people struggle with catching more bass, but what is the one thing that you wish that you could learn that would help you, right? Reply back to this email, let me know. Like, that's step 1. If you don't have an email list, you do it on Facebook. If you don't want to do that, then you can just go and just start looking at other people's products that are selling in your market. I mean, that's it. And then I'm going to go, okay, as soon as you're done with that, Derek, I want you to come back and I want you to then show me what you got. And then I also want you to let me know, while you're looking at that, what types of products are selling. Is it ebooks? Is it audiobooks? Is it both? Is it video series? Is it workshops? What is selling? What form? And then what we're going to do is we're going to pick one, right? We're going to pick one because you've already validated it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to outline it. We're going to outline it by looking at other people's stuff, or the steps, because we know the steps, because we just need to know the problem, and then we can go ahead and figure out the steps. And then we're going to outline it. Then after we outline it, we're going to set it up to create it. We're going to set up the time to create it, and we're going to figure out the plan to create it. There's all different ways we can do it, but we're going to figure that part out. Then once we create it, we're going to build a little page to start collecting payments, and we're going to sell it. That's it. All we're going to do. I know it sounds a little bit easier there than it may be, but those are the sections and the blocks. You don't need to worry about learning, Kajabi right now. You don't have to learn that. You got to start with what is going to be the idea and what is going to be the validation piece that's going to make us feel comfortable about putting the time and energy into this. Okay. So that's what I would say there. How do you decide on which way to teach ebook versus course for higher amount? Whatever is going to be the easiest right now. MVP, minimum viable product. Okay. What is going to be the quickest to get to market? That's how I would decide. Then we can always do the other thing. Salma, thank you for telling me to take a sip. All right. I love my morning crew. I want to learn how to get my digital products out fast without too much analysis and being paralyzed by the process. Derek, we're going to make sure that happens during this workshop. I promise you. How do you decide whether other groups to follow and how many without losing focus? Those groups are only in your market. So if I'm looking at bass fishing, I'm only joining bass fishing markets. That's all I'm doing. I'm not joining markets or groups on how to sell products, right? Or how to do digital marketing. That's where you can get in trouble, right? Because now you're gonna be like, oh, that's cool. Shiny object, shiny object. We're just in there doing spy work, really. We're just in there trying to look and see, you know, what it's people talking about and can we validate this? Looking forward to tomorrow. Thank you, Scott. All right, awesome. How do you know if a competitor's products are selling? There's a few different ways we can do that. Again, we'll look at that tomorrow on the workshop, but you can actually look and see if they're running ads to it. And if they're running ads, there's a pretty good chance they're selling product. Okay, so that's one way. You can go on Amazon, see if there's currently books selling there. There's a site called ClickBank. You can go there and see if there's any books selling there. There's different ways that we can do it, or we can just pay attention to our market and see if someone is actively promoting, you know, a product. And then we can just kind of do the common sense thing and go, well, if they're putting this much energy behind it, they're probably selling, right? There's no exact way of knowing other than you having an email list and then letting them know that you're going to offer pre-sales for a beta group at 75% off just to get early feedback. And that's what we're doing with Matt, by the way, inside of the Academy, which I'm going to show you guys tomorrow what we're doing and kind of like that whole promotion funnel that we're building out when we get into the getting sales part. Remember what I said? There's three parts. There's three main parts, I should say. There's the choosing a topic, then there's creation, and then there's selling. That's it. There's three parts. Okay, so we're going to keep it super simple. All right. Oh, hi, Aldo. Maybe it's not the topic, but which autoresponder do you recommend for dealing with email lists? ConvertKit. And if you want to get some free templates, if you sign up for their free account, just go to brandcreators.com/ConvertKit. Again, that's brandcreators.com/ConvertKit, and we'll give you some free templates. Yes, I'm an affiliate for them. And yes, you will buy me a cup of coffee if you go through that link. But if you don't want to, that's okay too. But I would use ConvertKit. All right, cool. I'm going to show you guys something really quick. This went way longer than I thought it was going to today, but you guys can tell I'm pretty fired up about tomorrow. Here's what I want to do. All right. If you go to takeactioncrew.com, you're going to see something different. Let me see if I can't pull this up. Here we go. Check this out. We have a brand new page. And here is the exciting thing. Okay. If you are not yet here on our email list for the morning crew, which by the way, you're going to just get notified when we have coffee talks, and we'll probably be asking you questions on what you want to see in upcoming coffee talks. So you would just go here, right? But this is what I'm really excited about. This area right here. Now, to the normal naked eye, it looks just like a player, and you're right. But this is where it's interesting. See this here where it says 134? Watch this. We have a list of all of our coffee talks right here. So that's cool thing number one. Now you can go through and you can look at a glance right here. You don't have to go to Facebook and go search and try to find the old ones. They're all here in a nice, neat little package. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because we had someone in our academy, Iva, who said, I want to send someone to the coffee talks, but I'm not really sure where to send them. And I don't know where to tell them to start. Well, now you can go to takeactioncrew.com and you have this resource, but check this out. This is cool thing number 2. All of these are transcribed and you can read through them if you want, right? But here's the really, really cool part. Check this out. Let's say that we wanted to see what was talked about for creating, let's see here, creating digital products. It's going to find every single coffee talk. Look at this, 10 results, 5 results. And then in here we have, this is just time-stamped, right? 9 results, 1 result, invalid date. Okay, whatever. This one here, 18 results in that one. So I can just scroll through here if I want, and I can read it. And it'll say, let's see, more digital products. Once you go through that process and you learn it, you can then go ahead and create multiple products. Okay. So everywhere that I've talked about creating digital products, you'll be able to pull that episode up, right? So if I went here, I can go in here, right? And now what happens is it pulls up that episode, and then check this out. In here, these are the timestamps of where I talk about a digital product. Isn't that pretty cool? Check it out. So there's all the times that I talked about digital products inside of this coffee talk. Okay, go back here, and then I'm back in. I can go here to this one. Now it brings up 9 results. Okay, let me go out of here, and then look at, here's the different results. I can just click on that. It brings me right to that spot. It also shows me what it's saying there, right? And then I can play it. So I'm really excited about this, guys, because this is going to help so many people. And it also allows me to have this playlist that's searchable, and it's all transcribed. So I'm really, really excited about that inside of this player. It's a new player. It's a service by Stu McLaren, who I was actually participating in a mastermind over the weekend, and it's his product. So that's why I'm using it. It's pretty awesome. And then the other thing I added here was, and you may or may not have seen this, but this was a live coffee talk that I did at Brand Accelerator Live 2019. And I decided to put it here. It's 28 minutes long. It was with our VIP Brand Accelerator Live group. And I answered live questions during Brand Accelerator Live. So I put it on this page too, just as a little bonus. So I just put here, want to sit in on a live coffee talk. And I just explain what it is. Here's the player. Here's how you can get notified of more coffee talk stuff and become part of the morning crew. And I've got some cool ideas that I'm going to be doing for the morning crew, by the way. Some cool prizes and stuff that we'll do. We'll actually get some merch. We're talking about getting some merch for it. But I'm really excited about this. So if you know anybody that would like to join us on a coffee talk, send them here, takeactioncrew.com. It'll take them to this page. They'll have all of these resources for free, right? And from there, they can join the list where they'll get notified. They'll get weekly motivation, inspiration, and insider tips by going there. So again, if you want to be part of that list, just go there, put your name and email address in, hit yes, I want to take action. You will officially be part of the Take Action Morning Crew, and you'll be able to show up here just like we're doing today. All right. And after I get done with this episode, guess what happens? This will get archived. It will get sent over to this tool. The tool will transcribe it. It will automatically add it to a playlist. So it's the most current one. And now it will be searchable for the future. Pretty slick. I really, really, really like it. So there's a little plug there for the Take Action Crew. If you guys are getting value out of this, and if you would just do me a quick favor, the only thing I ask is just share it with someone. Share it with someone that you think would get value from attending these or joining these coffee talks. I'm not stopping, guys. I got a lot more stuff that I want to say, that I want to share, and I want to help people. And this is one way that I'm able to do it. And the cool thing is this kind of also allows me to create better podcast episodes, because I get to hear directly from you every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So it's really, really helpful. So anyway, that's the cool thing that I wanted to share with you guys. It's pretty awesome. I love it. I don't know if you guys are as excited as I am, but it's pretty slick. Let's see here. Yeah, Karen says that's awesome. This will help us direct people to your info. Yes. Smart not to be relying on Facebook. Nice job on the Take Action Crew site. Love how it's organized. How did you organize it? We used Kajabi on that page. The search feature looks awesome and it's transcribed. Yes, excited. That will help a lot. Are much needed. What's Stu's name of the product? It's Searchy is what it is. It's searchy.io, I believe. And Johnny says, will do. You are helping to take the mystery out of this. That's the idea. That is absolutely the idea. And the other thing I wanted to say is Brand Creators Academy members that are here. Karen, I know you're here. Let's see. Kate is here. Who else is here? Debbie is here. I believe the other Karen is here. We got 2 Karens. Who else is on here? I believe Octavio stopped in. Anybody else? Jana, you're here. I see that. So I see some familiar faces. Gio is here. What's up? Hey, want to let you guys know something. We are in the midst of reorganizing the portal. And part of the portal now, we've got Q&A sessions in there, just like these coffee talks, but there are our private Q&A sessions. We are using this same player now. So you're going to be able to go in there and search instead of having to go through and watch 25 Q&A sessions or virtual meetings that we've had. So really excited about that. I'm also going to be doing this with the hot seats. So we have about 12 or 13 hot seats and more to come. Hot seats are all going to be also in this player and searchable. So that's going to be embedded. And then we're eventually going to do this for all of our training inside of the Academy. So globally, you can just type in your keyword and go directly to that video or the videos that are related to or that are mentioning that one area. Really excited about that. So I'll be talking about that more inside of BCA. I'll do a private little announcement there, but I wanted to let you guys know this feature on the Take Action Crew, the coffee talks, we're actually using it inside of BCA as well to organize all of our content. Because the more that we put in there, we just don't want it to be more complicated. We want it to be really, really simple. And what we'll do is for each product, so like, for example, Digital Product Creation Workshop, we'll have a player that will be embedded in there that is searchable for all the content in there. So you'll go directly to that spot in the workshop or any of the Q&A that we did. It kind of takes it all and makes it searchable. So really, really excited about that. All right, guys, I think that is going to wrap it up. Yes, Phil, you are right. Helene says, great. John D is here. What's up, John D? And Karen says, nice. I can eliminate some questions to Chris. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. That's why we're there, Karen. That's why we are there. But it could help. It could help. You're right. And again, takeactioncrew.com. And the other link I want to give you guys is brandcreators.com/digital, because depending on when you're watching this, we are going to be teaching a full workshop, the Digital Product Creation Fast Track Workshop. The idea is to teach this in under 3 hours, so you don't have to spend 3 weeks learning it. And then within 24 hours, you are implementing the part to get you moved into the next phase. All right, so that's what we're doing. Depending on when you're watching this, you can go to brandcreators.com/digital. If you are there before the 12th, you'll be able to join us live. And if you are watching it after or listening to this after, well, then you can just go through the training that we will have created from the Digital Product Creation Fast Track Workshop. All right, guys, so that's it. That is going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action. And for all of you that will be there tomorrow, I will see you soon. And I am fired up to be able to share this with you. And it is coming together very, very nicely. And the other thing I just want to end with here is the other reason why we love doing it in front of a live class is because we get direct feedback, and that allows us to make the final polished version even better. So yeah, I'm excited. All right, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow, or I'll see you guys on Friday. The jam session will still be happening, so we'll see you then. And until then, take care, take action. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.